Welcome. This is the wisdom of the Avadhut Gita. Ramana Maharshi was widely regarded to exemplify its teachings. Listen, reflect, and deeply meditate. Know yourself. This is Richard Clarke. Today I'll read from and comment on Chapter 2 of the Avadhut Gita, verses 9 and 10, about Brahman and non-duality, and I'll provide an inquiry for each verse to deepen your experience. Verse 9, as space cannot be compared with another space, so Brahman, being above duality, cannot be compared with any object. Brahman alone is perfection, taintless, all knowledge. Verse 10, it walks not on the earth, the wind cannot move it, the water cannot cover it. It stands in the middle of inner, subtle light. My comments. Let's explore these verses from the Avadhut Gita in the context of Ramana Maharshi's teachings. Ramana Maharshi emphasized the direct path to self-realization through self-inquiry, questioning the nature of yourself and seeking the source of the I thought. In the context of the verses from the Avadhut Gita, Ramana Maharshi's teachings can shed light on their significance. Verse 9, as space cannot be compared with another space, so Brahman, being above duality, cannot be compared with any object. Brahman alone is perfection, taintless, all knowledge. Ramana Maharshi often emphasized the concept of non-duality, Advaita, the understanding that there is ultimately no real separation between the individual self, Jiva Atman, and the ultimate reality, Brahman. In verse 9, the Avadhut says, just as space cannot be compared to another space because it is inherently limitless and indivisible, and how can there be two limitless things at one time? Brahman, also called the vast absolute, is beyond all distinctions and dualities. It is beyond the reach of comparisons and descriptions, beyond the reach of the mind. And it's the very source and substratum of all experiences. Inquire, what remains when all thoughts of objects and dualities are set aside? Verse 10, it walks not on the earth, the wind cannot move it, the water cannot cover it, it stands in the middle of inner subtle light. Verse 10 underscores the transcendental and unchanging nature of Brahman. Ramana's teachings guide us to recognize that Brahman is the substratum on which all worldly phenomena, represented by earth, wind, and water, appear and dissolve. Brahman is unmovable, unchangeable, and beyond the influence of the elements. The inner light is the light of consciousness, which shines always. When I was living in India, I often walked near Arunachala as walking meditation. I asked my teacher how to use this time for spiritual practice. He said, pay attention to what does not move. Inquire, what is the nature of it mentioned in the verse? Can it be described or grasped by words or thoughts? Are you any different from it? By engaging in self-inquiry and meditating on the questions, you can directly experience the truth that both the Avadhut Gita and Ramana Maharshi point towards, the transcendental, indivisible nature of Brahman, beyond all duality and phenomena. Ramana Maharshi's teachings on self-inquiry direct us to turn our attention inward, observing the mind and its movements. By questioning the nature of our thoughts, feelings, and perceptions, we can gradually recognize the underlying awareness that remains unchanged amidst all experiences. This awareness, according to Maharshi, is Brahman. To fully comprehend the teachings and insights presented in these verses, it is essential to engage in contemplation, meditation, and self-inquiry. The goal is not just intellectual understanding, but a direct experience of the truth they point to, the timeless, formless, and infinite nature of Brahman, which is the essence of our own being, according to both the Avadhut Gita and Ramana Maharshi. So, inquire, know yourself, and be always free and at peace. Thanks for watching. If you enjoyed this Ramana Maharshi video, subscribe, like, and send me a comment.